Sup nerds, today we have a match from last Friday night locals. This is my LordKnightmon deck with Starmons, aka Star-Lord versus Imperialdramon. My opponent does win the die roll. They start out by hatching an Upamon and digivolving into the Gomamon. I believe that's the one where on deletion you gain a memory, the one with the inheritable. Then he digivolves into a Grizzlymon to pass turn to me. I start off by hatching my Upamon and digivolving into my Starmons. And I digivolve into my Unimon for 2 to put it back on his side for 1. And he promotes. Then he digivolves into Imperialdramon for 3 to put it back to 2 on my side. I promote my Unimon. So the MO of the Star-Lord deck is you just create a very wide board. So that's what you're going to see me start doing here, is just start widening out. I play a Pulsemon for 3 to draw a card and put him to 1. This ensures that he can't just swing and then digivolve into Imperialdramon and then swing 2 more times on me. He hatches and digivolves into Vmon on his turn. If he has double Hammer Spark, he can still do that, but it's kind of hard for him to have double Hammer Spark this early when he hasn't really drawn that many cards. So he swings with the Imperialdramon and draws from the Upamon. Does have jamming, so checking the LordKnightmon is irrelevant. So I was playing this list because I wanted to practice for all the tournaments I have coming up this weekend. I have the Grand Prix, the Gen Con Grand Prix Friday, the Store Championship Friday night, and then I have 2 Evo Cups, one Saturday and one Sunday that I'm playing. And so wish me luck. I plan on playing this list in all of those tournaments. He plays a Vmon to put me to 1, and that digivolve into my Ushiagumon. I play a Starmons to put him to 2 and kill his Vmon with his effect. Minus 1000 DP for each one of my Digimon that I have on the field, so it's minus 3000 DP. And then blue doesn't really have any removal, or any good removal, I should say. So it's kind of a bad matchup versus Star-Lord. He swings with jamming again, checks a Meteor Shower, which lets me play a Digimon with Starmon in its name from my hand for free. Which is cool because like you can play Starmons from your hand, or you can also play a level 5 out of your hand for free, which is pretty nice. And I know I have Spiral Masquerade in my hand, so I'm going to be able to probably clear his board on my turn. Which is pretty nasty. So the issue, if you don't have removal playing against Star-Lord, is they can just build a huge board, and anytime they play a Starmons or a Spiral Masquerade, it's just devastating, and it just, like, it'll nuke your whole board. Unless you can build up something in the raising area that just lets you OTK Star-Lord, it's a pretty bad matchup if you don't have removal. So he digivolves into Imperialdramon for 3, and then it restands itself from his own effect. And I promote my Bushiagumon on my turn, and now I have 5 Digimon on the field, and a Spiral Masquerade in my hand. And I play it for 4, and it is minus 3000 DP for each one of your Digimon on your side of the field, and you can allocate it in increments of 3000. So I hit the Imperialdramon for 12,000 and the Vmon for 3000. So I just clear his whole board. Pretty nasty. Obviously, me being able to clear his whole board stemmed from him checking the Meteor Shower in security and letting me play an extra guy. But even if that hadn't happened, I just would have promoted Bushiagumon and killed his Imperialdramon. Because I don't care about Vmon. I have a Unimon on the field, so like he's not going to swing with that. He'd have to build back up into another stack to do something. So yeah, the reason why I'm not swinging with my small guys is because I want my board to be as wide as possible, so my Starmons have the greatest amount of impact and my Spiral Masquerades have the greatest amount of impact. So he hard plays a Imperialdramon for 7 to put me to 3. And at this point, it's time to start getting in there with LordKnightmon. He can potentially kill me depending on how much memory I give him, and if he has an Imperialdramon in his hand on his turn. He'd have to have 3 memory, Imperialdramon, and Omnimon with Blitz. So I swing with LordKnightmon, play Pulsemon for free, and then gain a memory and draw a card. Yeah, Digivolve here. And I drew into another Spiral Masquerade, so like I don't have to risk checking Hammerspark or anything. I can just kill his Imperialdramon. So that's exactly what I do. There's no reason for me to start swinging because if I check a Hammerspark, he could potentially kill me depending on what his hand is. And it looks like he does have the Blitz Omni and Imperialdramon, so if he were to have been given 3 memories somehow, he potentially could have just killed me. If I didn't clear the Imperialdramon. So you guys are seeing how this Star-Lord deck runs. You just go super wide and just continuously just play Starmons and Spiral Masquerades and just nuke your opponent's board until you have guaranteed game, no matter what their security options are. You swing security for 6k. I think about blocking it with Unimon, but I'm like, I don't really need to. And then he checks a LordKnightmon. Pretty bad. There's not really a lot he can do from this position. He's very far behind, and he knows that, obviously. He plays a Stingmon for 8 to put me to 4. I swing with LordKnightmon, activate her effects. Play Kodomon, activate Kodomon's effects. I add double Gladiemon. I missed that other Spiral Masquerade, which I would have preferred to have in my hand, but I'm probably just going to kill him on this turn, so it doesn't really matter. I swing with Bushi, draw a card from Upo. Bushi dies, it's fine. Swing with Pulse, draw a card from Upo. Pulse dies, whatever. Then I swing with Pulsemon, check a Hammerspark, doesn't matter, and swing with the other Pulsemon for game. So I do take game 1 pretty handily. This, as long as you don't kind of brick with Star-Lord, this is kind of a free matchup. Just because blue doesn't have access to removal, you can just continuously build your board, and then every single time you have a Spiral Masquerade or a Starmons, it's devastating for them. Also, don't forget we are still doing a giveaway for a box of BT5 Battle of Omni. The link for that is in the description. It is a giveaway for a full sealed box, so make sure you do enter that. So my opponent chooses to go first for game 2, which I'm totally okay with. Hatches his Demi Vmon and digivolves into the Jamming Vmon. And then he hard plays an Elecmon for 2. Hatch my Upamon, digivolve into Bushiagumon. And then I do this this play. I play my Knightmon and then neg 4k on his Elecmon and just kill it to put him to 5. I do it because 1, I won game 1, so I can afford to just start pressuring as much as I can. And 2, I don't believe I have a level 4 in my hand. And if he does not have a level 4 or something to like take advantage of that 5 memory, like he's kind of stuck to. Which he didn't digivolve on top of the Vmon, which doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't have a level 4, because you do want to have your Vmon stay Vmon most of the time. But it does kind of hint that he doesn't have a 4. So he plays double Hammerspark to go to 3. Then Then he plays Sora and Joe to put me to 1. And I promote my Bushi just to start making my board wide since he doesn't really have access to removal. Besides Kikaitis Breath or Absolute Blast, but that's very poor spot removal. And then I just play another Knightmon, kill the Vmon, put him to 6, and then he goes to 8 from Sora and Joe. Totally okay with this. I'm just building a board and just killing his guys. He digivolves into Upamon, hatches Upamon, then digivolves into Vmon. And then hard plays a Stingmon for 8. I'm sorry, Dino Beamon. I don't know why I called that Stingmon. And then plays a Gabumon for 3 to draw a card and put me to 3. He finally gives me enough memory to digivolve into LordKnightmon without ending my turn, which is what I was waiting for. And now I can swing and then activate LordKnightmon's effect, play another Knightmon, kill the Gabumon. And I digivolve on top of my Digitomon to draw a card. And then you guys can probably guess what's coming. Play a Spiral Masquerade and kill his Dino Beamon. He goes to 4 and then goes to 6 from Sora and Joe. He plays a Gomamon, swings the Vmon. He doesn't bother tapping Sora and Joe to remove my sources, which I definitely would have gotten rid of my Upamon there, but he probably felt like this was kind of hopeless after game 1. Or he could have just maybe... I mean, I'm assuming he forgot to do it, obviously, but... He digivolves into X-Vmon and unsuspends. Alright, now he has 4 security and I have 5 checks potentially. Swing with LordKnightmon, play Starmons for free, kill the X-Vmon. And she's actually 15,000. I'm sorry, 16,000. So she runs over the Omnimon. And I swing with the Kodomon, draw from the Upamon, check a Hammer Spark, sad. So he goes to 3 from Davis and then 5 from Sora and Joe. Which, potentially, he could kill me if he had a Hammer Spark and a Imperialdramon and an Imperialdramon. Swings the X-Vmon, dies. Gains a memory from the Gomamon effect. Yeah, there's not a lot he can do here. This is a pretty hopeless situation for him, unfortunately. Digivolves into his Sealmon for 1. Digivolves into Lobomon for 2. And I think I was looking away because it looks like he forgot to draw for the Digivolution. Because I definitely would have reminded him to draw if I had noticed that. There was a conversation happening to the side of us in that match, and I was kind of paying attention to that. Then he digivolves into Imperialdramon, puts me to 3, and then I guess he's just hoping for double Spark and Security, or maybe double Kikaitis Breath. So I swing with LordKnightmon, activate her effect, play Gladiamon. Do check on Davis, so he gets to activate the effect. Swing with Kodomon, draw from Upa, and then game. Yeah, I do take this 2-0 pretty easily. Like I said, this is a terrible matchup for blue. Any blue deck besides Hexablaumon, just because of their lack of removal, and Yellow's WinCon, or Star-Lord's WinCon, is just building up a huge wide board, and they just can't deal with it. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content and want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.